It is the fourth and final pay-per-view of the year and the most compelling night in WWE history because tonight history was going to be made. Four men could have been fired or a regime would have come crumbling down in the archway and the gateway of the West. Hi everybody, my name is Michael Flecha and we welcome you to the recap of the Survivor Series as it was held tonight from St. Louis, Missouri, exclusively on the WWE Network, and this one was on the house for free for all you great people out there. Now, normally I would say, I would set up the everything else and say that I'm alongside my partner in crime, Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock. However, tonight we all know that there was a certain thing that they said could happen if a certain result happened. We might get into that momentarily, but with that withstanding, let's get right into the event. It started out with two pre-show fights, but what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you the official results. We're not gonna talk about the event. We're gonna go right into the Survivor Series and give our review then. But we had two pre-show fights, which was Fandango making his return to the WWE tonight, and alongside his new manager or new valet, the beautiful Rosa Mendez. And you know how I feel about Rosa. Fandango beats Justin Gabriel, getting the 1, 2, 3, beating him in 3 minutes. Then I'm afraid we had some bad news because Bad News Barrett made his return tonight as his podium and his gavel, and he was asking for decorum. I don't think he got the decorum in St. Louis. Sorry. But he did show up and everything was awesome. Glad to see him back and hopefully he'll be back in the ring very soon. And then we had a third fight. It was Cesaro going one-on-one with Jack Swagger as well. This was a one-on-one match and Jack Swagger won that match. That was what you saw on the pre-show fight. Let's get into the Survivor Series. It started out with a promo segment, believe it or not, with Mr. McMahon, also with the Authority, Triple H and Stephanie, and John Cena was also a part of it. So with that said, with everything that happened, Anthony Florio, I give it to you, my friend.
All right. Thank you very much indeed, girl. And that's Mike Fletcher, the Cerebral Viper here. Hello, friends. It is ridiculously over Anthony Floyer here with you for our 2014 WWE Survivor Series recap edition of the Wrestling Forum. Extra delighted to be here as always. We're extra delighted to have you with us as well. If you didn't see the special bonus video that Michael Fletcher and I did doing the commentary for this match, yes, it was a little bit late, coming in because of some audio difficulties on Michael Fletcher's end, but thankfully he got them ratified, he got them, rectified. So we still did the match, but all I can say is when we get to that match, all hell is going to break loose. Derek Ferrer likes to say, "There go the ratings." Well, the ratings, Michael Fletcher. I think when it comes to Michael Fletcher's Brace Fan 95 channel, I don't know what his most watched video is of all time. When it comes to his channel, he would probably know that since it's his channel, for God's sakes. But I don't know what it is. But with all that we're going to have tonight, I think that this video right here could be his most watched video yet when we get to that big moment. So all hell is going to break loose. That's all I'm going to say right there. But I mean that in a good way. Not in a bad way, a good way. But then again, I think all hell is going to break loose anyway, regardless. So but let's get into this. I'll be honest. Usually, I'm not a fan of promo segments during pay-per-views. But this one here, I felt was somewhat necessary. But on the other hand, I felt it was a trifle unnecessary. But here's the thing. I mean, they really could have done this on Monday Night Raw, if I'm being honest with you. They should have done this on the Go Home show, to be quite honest. But I guess they wanted to give a more meaningful moment. And Vince McMahon, the boss, he shows up and he calls out Triple H and Stephanie. Then he calls out John Cena, basically setting the agenda for the main event. And the stipulation got tweaked, if you will. Vince McMahon says this: if Team Authority loses, you're done altogether. I mean, yeah, you'll still have your desk jobs. Yes, you'll still be in charge of marketing and financial and maybe even legal. But you not only are you out of power, but you will not have any influence over the superstars' careers and their personal lives. That's gone. And the only man who can bring you back if he sees fit is John Cena. Not Vince McMahon. John Cena. Wow. Okay. And then, of course, if Team Cena loses, with the exception of John Cena, the other team members would be fired on the spot. So that's basically what it was. I thought this was a really good segment. I mean, it had the feel of a leading off of a Monday Night Raw. I mean, I felt it was very good, yes, but I felt it was a trifle unnecessary. They should have done this on Monday Night Raw, if I'm being quite honest. But other than that, very good segment. Everybody brought it. The intensity was there. The passion was there. Everybody on the mic was terrific. Cena was great. Steph was great. Triple H was great. Vince was great. So I really didn't have any problem with it. I mean, it was really well done. It was all I can say is it was very well done. So great way to start off the pay-per-view, even though, like I said, trifle unnecessary. Should have been on the go-home show for Raw. I felt it kind of took away a little bit of time, but then again, after the match we saw, no. I think it's just fine now. So very good segment. Of course, by default, it's going to be the segment of the night because it was really the only real, promo segment there was. So trifle unnecessary, yes, but overall, very good segment. Well done. Well done. Well done, Vince. Well done, Cena. Well done, Hunter. Well done, Steph. Nothing left to say about that except throw it up now to my partner in crime in the Yes Movement, the Vice President of the Rhode Island chapter, and our resident phenom, the one and only Michael James Bullock. It's all yours, my brother.
All right, thank you very much, ridiculously over Anthony Florio, and the President of the Rhode Island chapter of the Yes Movement. Yes, this is the phenom Mike Bullock here for our Survivor Series recap edition of the Wrestling Forum. I mean, it certainly was a crazy night, to say the very least, when it comes to this pay-per-view. Yeah, and as far as the segment goes, I do agree. I mean, I thought it was a good segment to start it off. I mean, normally I don't like segments starting off pay-per-views, but to me, I thought it was necessary. I mean, especially when you got the boss, the owner of the company, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, coming out. He basically calls out the Authority and John Cena. And of course, you see, of course, the hugging from Stephanie McMahon and of course, Triple H, of course, hugging him too. And then later on, he says, "You know what? This is a bunch of crap." And that's when he calls out John Cena, and he basically tells him, "You know what? Your team loses, your team members get fired, but the Authority loses, and will no longer be in power." And then Cena was basically like, "You know what? If the Authority loses, well, they walk out on their own." And Triple H saying, "You know what? You are responsible for the 4 men, especially with their families losing their jobs tonight, and you're in it just for yourself. And when they are fired, they will be forgotten." Then and Stephanie basically says, "You know what? The fans will drop someone soon as they can. If someone is gone, they will forget." And then she says, "You know what? By some miracle, if we lose, we are still going to be calling the shots from global headquarters in Connecticut." Then comes comes around and says, that's not what I had in mind. If Team Cena wins, yes, you will still have your desk job, but your influence over the superstars, no, that's not going to happen. This just adds more build to tonight's main event, and we'll definitely dive into it when we get to that. So, second of the night, since this is the only segment, so with that being said, let's move on to play.
Unfortunately, I had to refrain myself from this segment, guys, because I was working at the time. So this was the only thing I actually missed of tonight's Survivor Series event. But I did get to see everything else. So I did come in, like I said, a little late, not too late, but a little late. So I missed at least this segment. So I must refrain from it. However, we will go right into the card itself. And the first fight of the night was for the WWE Tag Team Championship. It was Stardust and Goldust, the Dust Brothers, putting the titles on the line against three of the teams in a fatal four-way. The Miz and Damian Mizdow, Los Matadores, and the Usos. And the winners of the bout and new WWE Tag Team Champions, The Miz and Damian Mizdow wins the gold tonight. Michael Bullock, it is all yours, my friend.
All right. I mean, I thought this was a good fatal four-way match. I mean, this was. I mean, from what I see on the 411, I'm reading the results there. I think it's got about 16 minutes when it comes to this. So to me, I'm gonna say I'm gonna go somewhere between 3 to maybe 3.5 stars is my rating for the fight. I mean, yeah, I mean this was a good back and forth, and I mean the crowd. I mean, the crowd was basically chanting for Damian Mizdow throughout the match, and he's so over with the fans, and you saw at times Miz was like, I'm not gonna tag him in, but all of a sudden, near the end, we had the Usos hit, or one of the Usos hitting one of the splashes. The Miz tosses him out, and then all of a sudden you see Damian Mizdow basically tagging and basically pick up the win for the team. And yeah, and I mean you saw the crowd go basically crazy when it happened, and yeah. So now what happens next? I mean, I was hoping that maybe we were going to see the Miz turn on Mizdow, but you know, I don't know. I think it still could happen, possibly tomorrow night on Raw, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Or as Derek Ferrer would like to say, take it with a grain of salt. So 3 to 3.5 stars is my rating. So am I just going to toss it to Florio Flecha, or am I going to toss it to you?
No, actually, I'll actually take this, Michael Bullock, because I actually got to see this fight. So I definitely saw this match, and I got to say, I was really enthralled and really impressed with this match, to say the very least. And yes, to crown new WWE Tag Team Champions, I think I had that one. I think I had it. Remember, Florio? I called it. I called this one last night. So yeah, I was very happy with this one. I was beyond thrilled with the outcome, seeing the new WWE Tag Team Champions. And I gotta actually kind of disagree with you, Michael Bullock, just briefly. I think I think 3 to 3.5 was kind of a little bit of a miss. So I was thinking more 3.5 to 3 3/4 of a star, because I thought this was a damn good match, to say the very least. But I was thrilled with the outcome beyond belief, and yes, I was marking out like a crazy man when that happened. I just could not believe my prediction actually came true, and that I just witnessed a crowning of new WWE Tag Team Champions, uh, uh, Damian Mizdow and The Miz. We'll see what happens now. This is going to be a very topsy-turvy thing, but I will say this. Mizdow is without a doubt the most over guy in WWE right now. I mean, to be with the Miz. I know a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, well, this and that, and blah 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 blah." But let me tell you, Mizdow made that fight so entertaining with his antics outside the ring, especially on the apron. And then he finally got his moment in the ring, which was actually real awesome. It had a lot of the fans all jacked up. They were so excited to see it. And to see that Mizdow wins the belt, not the Miz, but Mizdow wins the title, and how the crowd absolutely just exploded with that. That was the best feeling in the world. A great moment to see, and definitely one of the highlights of the night. As far as the ranking overall, I have to call this at least the third best fight of the night, no doubt about it. I mean, this was a damn good match for me, in my eyes. Anthony, I give it to you.
I slightly disagree, Fletch. I thought this was the second best fight of the night for me, because this was a really good, really good match. 3.5 to 4 stars. That's my rating for this match. I mean, this had everything. It had some great near falls. It got a lot of time. Everybody worked their what's off. We saw some great high flying moves. A lot of look at this moments, a la you, Fletch. I mean, that's exactly what I know you would have done that if we had done the commentary for everything else, except for the main event. But oh my goodness, I mean, great match. I'll give you credit. Miz and Mizdow honestly were my second choice, because the Usos already had their run. You knew they were going to go back to them. Matadores, I thought there was a slight chance they could have won it because they had gotten some wins over the Dust Brothers on TVs, but then I said to myself, it's either going to be the Dust Brothers or it's going to be Miz and Mizdow. I thought it was going to be the Dust Brothers, honestly. Give them a nice little run, but no, Miz and Mizdow get the win. I should have thought of that, but I'll give kudos and credit where credit is due to Michael Flecha for having the instinct to go with it. So I'll give him credit 100% on that. Kudos to him. He had that one. I will give him that. I'll eat the humble pie and like it. So that's all I can say about that. So for me, this was far and away the second best fight of the night on my scorecard. This was 3.5 to 4 stars. Well done to all 4 teams, and well, let the Miz and Mizdow silliness continue. So with that said, let's move on.
And we're going to move on to the next fight of the night, which was actually the traditional Survivor Series matchup. This was a Divas traditional Survivor Series matchup. It was Team Fox versus Team Page. Of course, for Team Fox, you had Alicia Fox, Naomi, you had Natalia, and you had, wait, let me see if I can remember. And Emma. Emma was the fourth member, of course, for Team Page. It was Paige, Summer Rae, Layla, and Cameron for that team. And the winner of the fight, and believe it or not, gentlemen, a clean sweep, was actually Alicia Fox's team. Naomi got the final victory, the final pinfall, as she took out the captain, Paige, to end the fight. And, this was actually a pretty decent fight. I'm not going to say this was, far and away the greatest Survivor Series match ever, but this was okay for what it was worth. It was good. I mean, but the thing was, I was actually shocked at the outcome of this fight and how it really ended with a 4-0 sweep. I thought maybe Emma gets eliminated, or that somebody was gonna be eliminated in that fight. And if you look at it, you had really, there was no big surprises where we knew that Cameron was going to be the first one out. We knew, I was thinking Summer Rae was going to be next, and then let the 2 experienced ones go at it. But no, it went basically Cameron, Layla, Summer, and then Paige. Poor Paige was stuck all by herself, and she ended up getting dumped in this situation and buried in a way. And I was really shocked at that, at how this turned out. So, no doubt about it. this was definitely, at least to me, the fourth best fight of the night, because there is one fight that I think was definitely the worst fight. We'll get into that in a little bit. But with that said, Anthony, I give it to you. My rating is about 1 to 1.5 stars.
I'm going to give it between 1.5 to 2. I thought it was a solid effort from the ladies. I'm going to say it was far and away. We thought this fight was going to be the worst fight of the night, but no, this wasn't. I mean, there were quite a few. There were not one but two matches that were really, major hard times to say the very least. But it is what it is. But first time ever. I'm about to go professor mode here. First time ever when it comes to the Divas side of the coin that an entire Divas team survives a traditional Survivor Series elimination matchup. I mean, you remember the Jumpy Bomb Angels. They survived in 1987 in the first match. Aja Khan was the sole survivor in 1995, sole survivor, and then in 2008, the Glamazon, Beth Phoenix, the sole survivor for Team Raw, for the Team Raw Divas against the SmackDown Divas, and then 2009, we saw Michael Flecha's two all-time favorite divas, Mickie James and Melina Perez. They were the survivors when Team Mickie James knocked off Team Michelle McCool in 2009, and then last year, which was the last one, the Total Diva team knocked off the anti-Total Diva team. It was Natalya and Nikki Bella, who ended up being the survivors of that match. So, first time ever, an entire women's Divas team survives. Hats off to all four. I mean, I honestly thought Paige was going to be the sole survivor going into this fight, but again, color me surprised. I mean, I can't believe they actually had the entire team survive. I mean, that's a first. A first on the women's side. It's been done a couple of times on the men's side. The model Rick Martel captained the Visionaries in 1990 himself. The late Hercules, God rest his soul, along with Paul Roma, as part of Power and Glory and the Warlord. They had an entire survival team in '90, and then we wouldn't see that. And then, of course, the following year, we saw it again with Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Sergeant Slaughter, El Matador, Tito Santana, and, of course, the late, great Kerry Von Erich, the Texas Tornado. God rest his soul, too. That's two entire teams that survived. And then, of course, yes, the worst team in Survivor Series history, according to a poll, the Four Doinks. Good grief. They survived. Their entire team survived in 1993. The Bushwhacker Doinks and the Men on a Mission Doinks. They survived. And then the second worst team in Survivor Series history, they had an entire survival team survive. Jerry the King Lawler and his three midgets, Sleazy, Queasy, and Cheesy. Second worst team of all time, if I'm being quite honest.
Florio, for bringing that up. I was trying to forget about that team, but you brought it back up. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, but I'm just being a professor. I'm just doing my professor thing. You know that, as the professor of this show. So. And then they survived, of course, and then, but I'm gonna make it up to you right now, because 1 year later in '95, your boy The Undertaker captained an entire team of survivors on his own, even though he won the match single-handedly. The Dark Side team, you remember that team, don't you? Henry O. Godwin, Savio Vega, and Fatu, when he was doing his Make a Difference gimmick. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, that I'm sure that made up for it. And then, of course. And then I can't remember the last time we would see, and then the next time we would see that, you have to go all the way, fast forward all the way to 2006, when you would see, and I know Michael Flecha will back me up on this. The team that Michael Flecha considers the greatest Survivor Series team of all time, Team D-Generation X, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, CM Punk, and I know to this day he still considers that the greatest Survivor Series team of all time. Because they clean sweep their way to the victory over Team Rated RKO in 2006. And then I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm pretty sure that's the last time we saw a clean sweep up until now. So congratulations to Alicia Fox, Natalya, Naomi, Emma, two former champions in Natalya and Alicia Fox, a future champion in Naomi who really should have been a champion already. And who knows, maybe within the next year or two, Emma will get a run. But just to clear things up, for those of you who, may be wondering about how the eliminations went down, Alicia Fox, well, it was Cameron who was eliminated by Naomi. Cameron Naomi took out Cameron, and then Alicia Fox took out Layla. Emma, with her little submission hold, took out Summer Rae, and then Natalia. Well, actually, it was Naomi with a nice little move of her own that finished off Paige. So Naomi pinned was responsible for 2 of the eliminations. Natalia was the only one who did not get an elimination. Naomi eliminated Cameron and Paige. Emma took care of Summer, and A Fox took care of Layla. So it was they worked hard. I don't know how I'll rank it on the scorecard. I would probably say 4th best fight of the night. I'll agree with Michael Flecha in this case. So hats off to these girls. They worked hard, but to me, when it comes to the Survivor Series elimination matches, the other one was, that much better. That's all I'm going to say about that. So congrats to the Divas. First entire Diva team to ever survive. Hats off to you. Well done. 1.5 to 2 stars. I'm going to give this for the effort. So with that said, Michael Bullock, your thoughts on this Divas traditional Survivor Series elimination matchup?
Yeah, I'll say 1.5 to 2 stars. I mean, I thought it was fine for what it was. I mean, this was this was a good fight for what it was. I mean, a clean sweep of Paige, Cameron, Summer Rae, and Layla by Alicia Fox, Natalia, Naomi, and Emma. Yeah, so but excuse me. I mean, some people weren't even interested. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys heard during the match that we want Sandow or Mizdow chant again. So some people didn't give two craps about the fight, but I thought it was okay for what it was. 1.5 to 2 stars is my rating. So that being said, let's move on.
All right, we're going to move on into the next fight of the night, which was Dean Ambrose going one-on-one with Bray Wyatt, the winner of the bout by disqualification. Bray Wyatt wins the bout. Anthony Florio, I believe this is yours, my friend. It's all yours.
This is the 3rd best fight of the night for me. This was a cop-out finish. I mean, this thing was going really good. And then all of a sudden, the chaos had to start. Bray Wyatt had to open his yap and, preach his, do his little preacher man routine. And look what happened. It ended up, the match ended up going kerplooey after that. I'm going to give this between 2.5 to 3 stars and consider this the 3rd best fight of the night. I mean, I thought this was going to be the 2nd best fight of the night, but you knew this thing wasn't going to end clean. I mean, you had a feeling. I mean, but then again, we all thought the Ascension was going to show up, but yeah, where were they? MIA. But you never know. They could still show up at some time. But a big announcement came out of this already. They haven't wasted any time. 3 weeks from tonight, at the next pay-per-view, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt are going to meet in a Tables, Ladders, and Chairs match. What? Wow. We just might have found the fight of the night already, guys. I mean, but the big question, I think this is going to be a lot like that match, with the Shield against Daniel Bryan, Kane, and Ryback in 2012. A Tables, Ladders, and Chairs match that's actually going to include pinfalls or submissions, because I don't see them fighting for a championship or a briefcase unless something out of the ordinary happens, like we saw tonight, later on in the night. But we'll see on that. But you knew it was going to set. I mean, you knew this fight was going to lead to something. You knew it was, and that's exactly what happened here. It leads into a Tables, Ladders, and Chairs match between these two at TLC next month in Cleveland at the Cube, Quicken Loans Arena. Brace yourselves, Cleveland. I mean, I know you're happy about your Browns right now. I know you're celebrating your Browns' success right now, but brace yourselves, my friends. You folks are going to be in for a wild night come 3 weeks from tonight, because the thought of Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt with tables, ladders, and chairs. What else is there to say except I'm going to channel my inner Dick Enberg and Michael Flecha on this one. Oh my! What else is there to say about that? So 2.5 to 3 stars. I was leaning towards 3.25 to 3.5 going in, but because of that little cop out finish and everything else, and the body of work leading up to it, I'm going to give this right around 2.5 to 3. Call it the third best fight of the night. I don't know what else there is to say on that except TLC, here we come. Ambrose Wyatt, tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh my. Michael Bullock, what else is there to say, man? What else is there to say about this?
Yeah, I'm gonna give this 2.5 to 3 stars as well. I mean, I wanted to give it a higher rating, but the cop-out finish just basically took it away. I mean, it was getting so good, but then of course Bray Wyatt had to basically open his yapper and talk about, of course, Dean's father, and that's when Dean Ambrose used that chair that Bray Wyatt gave him and basically swung for the fences. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but didn't it look like a carbon copy of what Bray Wyatt was trying to get John Cena to do at WrestleMania 30? Didn't it look like that? But of course, John Cena was not able to do it, but Dean Ambrose was able to pull the trigger on it, and that's where we get all this mayhem where Dean Ambrose basically gets an elbow with Bray Wyatt basically on the table, and then puts another table, throws all the chairs, and gets the ladder out. And as soon as I saw that happen, I was saying to myself, yep, TLC, Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, and a tables, ladders, and chairs match. All I can say is this. I'm hoping that this match will be better than the one we saw here tonight. So 2.5 to 3 stars is my rating. Alexa, it's yours.
Yeah, well, I kind of disagreed for a little bit because I thought it was to me, I thought it was the second best fight because of the fact of the finish. Because yeah, it was a screwy finish and it was a cop out finish, but it actually helped at the end because with that chaotic finish, it brought an ECW level and an ECW excitement back because we saw the tables, we saw the ladders, we saw chairs, and we only saw one ladder, and I thought I was gonna see something that was gonna be so freaking epic, but unfortunately we didn't get to see that. But we saw one table getting cracked, another one he just threw on top of him, and chairs and chairs and chairs galore. Let's just say that, and it was epic. It was awesome. I enjoyed it. I loved it. To say the very least, to me, it was one of the highlights of the night. For me, yeah, the fight was. I mean, it had a moment where there was a lot of great Shakespearean drama, but it didn't really translate at the end, and we kind of had ourselves a somewhat of a screwy finish, which was a little messed up, but there was nothing that we could do about it, and we just had to deal with what we had, and it was good for what it was worth, but not great. And I get it. So let's just move on, guys, to the next fight, and it was an impromptu fight that I thought was going to be on the WWE Network, and we actually got this one on the pay-per-view. It was Adam Rose and the Bunny versus Slater Gator. The winners of the bout was Adam Rose and the Bunny. And, well, I hate to do it. Michael Bullock is all yours, and there it is. The Michael Bullock, I can't take it. It's yours, bro.
Oh, I don't envy you.
No, 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 no. Get the bloody hell out. I mean, really? Really? Dud. I mean, pointless, unnecessary, unacceptable, inexcusable, irresponsible, and borderline reprehensible. I mean, what was the point of this match being on the pay-per-view? I mean, come on. I mean, you could have at least put it on the pre-show fight, or maybe keep it for like a Monday Night Raw or a Friday Night SmackDown, or even on Superstars for that matter. But you put this on your second longest reigning pay-per-view in WWE history, the Survivor Series? Yeah, I'm screaming no, 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 no on this one. This was just not good at all. This was horrible, horrific. Yeah, way to go, WWE. I mean, you really screwed that one up there. So if this had, I mean, this match had no business being on this pay-per-view. Absolutely not. So, done. I'm done. I'm finished with this crap. I mean, I wish we could have one of my dogs come and take a dump on this match, because it just smelled like crap. Ugh, I'm done. Flecha, go.
All right, I'll take it. Yes, I agree. It was a dud. It was a horrible match, no doubt about it. They gave the bunny more time and more of a rub than anything else. Tonight, the bunny actually had a coming out moment than anything else. And I don't know why. I don't know what WWE is thinking. I know there's a rivalry brewing between the bunny and Adam Rose. We know that. We sense it. We feel it. We know it's going to happen. I just don't know why they had to do it here in the Survivor Series. I thought these guys were supposed to fight on the pre-show fight. What happened? What went down? Why did it went from a pre-show fight and they threw this on the pay-per-view or on the show? I don't get it. I don't like it. I think it's garbage, to say the very least. Dud. Worst. Well, one of the worst fights of the night. Anthony, it's yours.
Well, what happened was during the main show, I believe it was after the opening match, after the tag team title match, they had one of those segments. They had they promoted this new WWE product, and Adam Rose and the Bunny were having a little game, and then Slater Gator comes in and interrupts, and some chicanery, some offbeat shenanigans went down, and it was Adam Rose. Adam Rose made the challenge. He issued the challenge. He says, "Me and the Bunny against you two in a match tonight." The minute I heard that, I did the same thing Michael Bullock just did. No, 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 no. Hell no. Get the bleep out of here with that stuff. Are you kidding me? Get the bleep out of here. Absolutely horrible. Absolute dud. Second worst fight of the night. Pointless, unnecessary, unacceptable, inexcusable, reprehensible, and borderline irresponsible. Lazy booking, big time filler, and I'll say it like this, pointless and unnecessary filler. And you took some valuable time away from that main event, even though it was awesome. But you could have put this time on the main event, but instead you had to do your little pointless and unnecessary filler. Complete waste of time. Didn't belong on the main card to begin with, but done, finished. Let's just move on, Fletch.
Alright, I'm actually having a little text chat right now with one of our fellow super fans, and we're talking about the show itself, so bear with me, guys. But next up, we had a match. It was Nikki Bella going one-on-one with AJ Lee, the winner of the bout, and the new WWE Divas Champion, Nikki Bella. Okay, now here's what happened. If you blinked, you missed it. It was that quick. Let's just say they took a page of WrestleMania 28 all over again. This is what happened, folks. Before the bell started, Nikki Brie jumps up on the ring apron, and she grabs, and AJ Lee looks. She's like, what happened? What's going on? The next thing you know, Brie kisses AJ Lee. That's right. This is not a PG moment. A lesbian kiss in St. Louis tonight. He was celebrating with Nikki that history was indeed made. Hmm. Now, two things comes to mind. One, I think is more likely than the other. I hope. I think what the reason why Nikki I think the reason why Bree's more happy than Nikki is because A, she could probably feel that now that Nikki is the champion, I got a better shot at becoming Divas champion herself. Or B, could this be a ruse all along? Could the Bella twins be coexisting, working together as a future heel tag team again? Yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. I think it's the latter. I think what's gonna happen is I think Nikki and Brie are on a collision course at TLC, and who knows, we might see Brie Bella become the next Divas champion. As far as the fight goes, I gotta give it an NA because the fight ended too damn quick, and I really think that it kind of was almost similar to the same it almost ended the same way as, like I said, WrestleMania 28. Um, if you guys remember this, and just to for you historians out there, I know you guys will definitely love this. This was Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. Before the match began, the bell rang, but Daniel Bryan asked AJ to get up on the ring apron. She does. He gets a good luck kiss from her. The next thing you know, you get a bro kick, a pin, and a victory for Sheamus as he is crowned the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Well, just the World Heavyweight Champion. The WWE World Heavyweight title doesn't get incarnated until a couple of years later. Whatever the case may be, this one was about what they said about 18 seconds. Tonight's fight, according to Jason Powell from ProWrestling.net, was only a mere 35 seconds. That's all it was for this fight. 35 seconds, and we have a new Divas champion. Anthony, it's yours.
I'm sorry, Flex. I got to call this an absolute dud. I got to call this the worst fight of the night. I mean, this was, yeah, so much for this being the better of the two Diva fights. We thought this thing had a chance to be something somewhat good, and then all of a sudden, they pulled the rug out from under us. I wonder why they did this. Oh, yeah, the dirt sheets, AJ Lee. We thought maybe there was, I mean, Derek always says take it with a grain of salt. Well, I'm done with a grain of salt. I think AJ Lee is done. I really do. With the way this thing ended tonight, I think it's safe to say AJ Lee is on her way out of World Wrestling Entertainment. Boy, I think that was basically her. That was basically her getting future endeavored. Right. That was the future endeavor right there. That's all I can say about that. And yes, Michael Bullock, you definitely had this one. I mean, you had Nikki Bella winning this thing all along because of Bree shenanigans, and you're absolutely right. It was Bree shenanigans that get it done. A lip lock on AJ, and then Nikki's torture rack move, and that's it. New Divas champion, match over just like that, 35 seconds. Ugh. Absolute dud, worst fight of the night. Brie and Nikki are on a collision course for TLC. But then again, Fletch has a great theory. I mean, could this have been a ruse all along? Could we see the heel Bellas back together again? I mean, if this is true, all I can say is those two as heels, let me tell you, they're dangerous. They're not to be messed with. You mess with those two baby girls as heels, Oh boy, you know what that means. It's going to be some major hard times around here because I mean they'll probably go back to being those tuck up, snooty, snob divas, and that means I'll probably be back. I'll be back in my full on Bella hater mode, even though I love Brie Bella because of the Daniel Bryan thing, obviously. But I'm hopeful that this is not the case. I'm hopeful that this was just a setup for for Brie to help Nikki get the belt so she can take the title off of her instead of AJ Lee. I hope that's the case. I hope this is not the beginning of the Bellas being heel again. Because I mean, those two as heels. I mean, look out. I mean, they ruled. I mean, they ruled with iron fists. That's all I can say about that. Remember, these were the same two who buried Natalia on her birthday in her hometown of Calgary, for God's sake. So I'm back on Memorial Day a couple of years ago, and you remember the rant I went on. You remember how nuts I went on that. I really hope this is not the case. I hope this is leading in to a Bella Bella title match at TLC. I really hope that that's the case. I really hope Fletch, you're wrong about this. I really hope you are. So, Michael Bullock has created 3 memes here regarding the main event, and just tell me which ones they are, Bullock, and I'll pull them up at the right time when the appropriate time arrives. So, but this here, absolute dud, worst fight of the night. I really don't know what to say. I mean, between this match, I'm gonna tell you right now, this match, along with that nonsense with Adam Rose and the Bunny against Slater Gator, you just saw back to back the 2 worst matches in Survivor Series history. Michael Bullock, I don't know what else there is to say, my man, except your thoughts on this cluster, you know what, of a Divas title fight.
Yeah, absolute dud. Worst fight of the night. I mean, I was expecting so much from this. I was expecting this to be a really good Divas title fight between these two, and yeah, how did that work out? I mean, this had the resemblance of the match between Sheamus and Daniel Bryan from WrestleMania 28 when that match ended quickly when Sheamus hit that bro kick on Daniel Bryan. Of course, after Daniel Bryan had that kiss with AJ, of course, we all saw what happened there. So, it had a little resemblance of that here tonight. So, yeah, and I had a feeling that this was going to happen, and that's why I called it last night, and I was right on it. And yeah, I think AJ is definitely on her way out. That's a damn shame. I mean, I think I'm leaning more towards. I think it's going to probably be Brie against Nikki for the Divas title, maybe at TLC because you know Brie's going to want some payback after all the mistreatment she got during her time as being Nikki's assistant. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Or like Derek would say, take it with a grain of salt. So yeah, absolute done. With that being said, Flecha, main event time.
The main event of the Survivor Series. It was a match, a traditional Survivor Series elimination match. 5-on-5. Winner take all. Everything was riding on this fight. If the Authority loses, they are gone. They are no longer in power of WWE. If Team Cena loses, then 4 members of Team Cena would be fired. Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans from around the world, the winner of the bout and sole survivor is Dolph Ziggler. Team Cena wins. They have won the match. That means the Authority is gone. They are no longer in power of World Wrestling Entertainment, and a dawning of a new era will begin tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw, Anthony Florio, you, my friend, lead off on the main event.
Mr. Bullock, if you will. Yes, 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 yes. Woo! What else is there to say? Michael Flecha, you were in for that one. You knew you were in for that one. And to commemorate this special occasion, I got the yes shirt on, baby. I brought it out for tonight because I knew this was going to happen. I had this all along. We had this all along. All right. Now that I got that out of my system, well, now that we got that out of our system, we here at the Yes Movement or on a chapter of it, I'll say it like this. Jason Powell, I read his review. He slammed the match. As I always like to say, well, you can't please everybody. You pleased us, though. We're not Jason Powell. We're Anthony Florio. We're Michael Bullock. We're Michael Flecha. We're not Jason Powell. You want us to slam it? Slam it all you want, brother. We respectfully disagree with you 100%. You called it a cluster F. That was anything but a cluster F.
He needs to get the F out.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I respect his opinion. That's all I can say about that. He is a great writer. That's all there is to say about that. But, ladies and gentlemen, even though it ended about 2 minutes less than winner take all, this match, according to the sheet here, 43 minutes and 5 seconds. It's the second longest Survivor Series match of all time. But to me, greatest traditional Survivor Series elimination match of all time. 5-star classic, gentlemen. It's been a long time since we've seen one of these boys. But we got it here tonight. 5-star classic. Shakespearean drama at its absolute finest. I mean, this thing had so many twists, so many turns. Where to begin? Mark Henry eliminated in like a minute. Who saw that coming? I don't think any of us did. I mean, Fletch and I, that's right around the time Fletch and I got in, because Michael Flecha had some audio difficulties, and that's when we did our special commentary video. We did the commentary for the main event. The video is up. Check it out. I mean, I know we're going to get a lot of views on that, but all I can say is, let's break it down. Let's break it down. It starts. It was 45 seconds. The Big Show with a WMD, a knockout punch on Mark Henry. In just 45 seconds, he's out of there. Fast forward to 8 minutes and 10 seconds into the match. Rusev eliminates Ryback after Seth Rollins nails Ryback with a curb stomp. Ryback eliminated by Rusev at the 8:10 mark, 4-on-4. And then after this, we wouldn't have seen an elimination for 13 minutes and 25 seconds later. Not until the 21:35 mark, when Rusev was counted out of the ring. He had Dolph Ziggler sprawled out, laid out on the Spanish announce table, and then all of a sudden, he goes in for the big splash. He misses. Spanish announce table breaks. What else is new? And Chad Patton, the referee, starts the count. Dolph Ziggler makes it back in. Rusev does not. Rusev counted out of the ring. That makes it 4-on-3 for Team Cena. And then, 3 minutes and 25 seconds later, at the even 25-minute mark, Luke Harper, with his, I'm going to call it his version of the meat hook clothesline a la Ryback, eliminates his former Wyatt family brother Eric Rowan at the 25-minute mark. 3-on-3. 1 minute later, Shakespearean drama right here. You remember in the 2001, in the winner take all, we saw Chris Jericho turn on The Rock, double cross The Rock. nearly costing Team WWF the match against Team Alliance. We had that moment as well. The Big Show, WMD on John Cena, knocks out John Cena. John Cena eliminated. What? John Cena eliminated? Are you kidding me? He was supposed to be the sole survivor in all of this. He was supposed to get the moment in the sun like it was supposed to be. Nope. Golden Boy's gone. He's out of there. And then Big Show took his ball and went home. And at the just moments later, and then it was 3 against 1 for Team Authority. Seth Rollins, Corporate Kane, and Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion Luke Harper. It looked bleak for Team Cena. It looked as bleak can be, folks. And then at the 29:50 mark, Dolph Ziggler hits a zigzag on Corporate Kane. 1, 2, 3, Kane gone. It's 2 against 1. And then 2 minutes and 10 seconds later, at the even 32-minute mark, Dolph Ziggler with a small package. 1, 2, 3, Luke Harper's gone. It's 1-on-1. It's Dolph Ziggler against Seth Rollins. Enter your usual Authority shenanigans. Triple H gets involved. Joey Mercury gets involved. Jamie Noble gets involved. They put the boots to Ziggler. They go to work on Ziggler. Ziggler hits the zigzag on Rollins. It's over. It's over. 1, 2. No. Referee Chad Patton pulled out by Triple H. Good night, Chad Patton. And then Ziggler gets another big move. I think it was either a DDT or a Famouser. Enter referee John Cone. 1, 2. He gets taken out. Triple H makes the save, and then goodbye John Cone. John Cone gets taken out. And then Triple H does the deed. He does the job on Ziggler. He goes to town on Ziggler. Pedigree. And then enters Scott Armstrong. Crooked referee, or as I like to call him, Scott Round the Tape Armstrong. That's what I did. And you're thinking, here we go. 1, 2, it's over. What the hell? No. It's not over. Why? What happened? What the hell happened? You were thinking a possible appearance by Randy Orton. You were thinking Randy Orton because it was his hometown of St. Louis. You thought the Viper was going to show up. You really did think the Viper was going to show up. Nope. It wasn't the Viper who showed up. It was a certain icon who made his eagerly anticipated World Wrestling Entertainment debut, the Stinger. Sting. Steve Borden. The Stinger. There he is in all his glory. The Stinger. Yes, the Stinger. The Stinger shows up. His eagerly anticipated World Wrestling Entertainment debut of the Stinger. There he is in all his glory. The fans in St. Louis go crazy. They go ape, you know what. And then the longest eye-to-eye, nose-to-nose stare down you will ever see. Sting looking into the eyes of the cerebral assassin, into the face of Triple H. A stare down for at least 5 good minutes. And then all of a sudden, Triple H goes for a cheap shot, Sting counters, and then a Scorpion Death Drop takes out the game. And then Sting takes the prone body of Dolph Ziggler and puts it on top of Seth Rollins. And then the original referee, Chad Patton, makes his way back into the ring. 1, 2, 3. Dolph Ziggler does the unthinkable. The sole survivor for Team Cena. Team Cena wins the traditional Survivor Series elimination match. All Team Cena members keep their jobs, but most importantly, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, the Authority are out of power. What else is there to say except nah, 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 nah. Oh, hell yeah. Goodbye. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Goodbye. We put the Stone Cold touch on that sumbitch right there, folks. See you later, Authority. Don't let the door hit you in the assholes on the way out. That's all I'm going to say right there.
And F you Authority.
And what else is there to say except Matt Ward got his birthday present. He got 2 birthday presents today. His Chicago Bears won today against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as expected. And he saw Sting. Not only did he see Sting make his debut, but he saw the end of the Authority once and for all. And I think right about now, we're going to try to pull up Mr. Bullock's memes from the meme gene. Just bear with me for a moment, but all I can say is Shakespearean drama at its absolute finest tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we knew this Survivor Series match was going to be unbelievable, but yeah, I don't know what else there is to say except, I mean, oh my goodness gracious. Bullock said Steve Austin middle finger, Undertaker, good thing DDP. I'll try to find it. But all I can say is, I mean, my goodness, I mean, when it comes to the Authority, I mean, oh, okay, I think I found the first, I think I found Michael Bullock's first meme. I think I found the DDP one here. I just want to make sure when I pull this up, Michael Bullock confirms this. I want Mr. Bullock to confirm this himself before I read the text on it. Is this yours, Mr. Bullock? That's what I thought.
Yes, that is mine.
The Authority no longer in power. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. And that is what's best for business. Amen. So there's your first of 3 Michael Bullock memes. Let me try to pull up the other 2 real quick. I mean, oh my goodness. I mean, what a moment. I mean, this Survivor Series. I mean, yes, we may have seen the 2 worst matches in Survivor Series history, but we just, yeah. Let me see here. I think I found the Stone Cold one. Let me get it up here. This has got to be Michael Bullock's here. I'm pretty sure this is, if I know him. Is yours, Mr. Bullock?
Yep, that's mine.
All right. Before you leave Authority, I want to salute you. So here's to you, Authority. Right there. That says it all right there. And he's got one more. There was an Undertaker.
If the Undertaker rest in peace media, it's him basically like this.
It's not. Oh, okay. I think I see it right here. I think I got it right here. Let me just make 100% sure. I think I'm saving the best for last here, considering that, you know, the Undertaker is Michael Bullock's all-time favorite wrestler, so I think it's only fitting. He does the honor. Is this it?
Yep, that's it right there.
Authority, rest. No, Michael Bullock, you do this. He's your guy.
Authority, rest in peace.
Amen. That's all I can say about that. Amen. Very good memes, Michael Bullock. Those three may have been your best ever, but best, greatest traditional Survivor Series elimination match of all time. The twists, the turns, the Shakespearean drama. I mean, ugh. For those of you who have the WWE Network, whether you paid the $9.99 or if you got it for free, the replay's up, my friends. If you didn't see this match, I strongly, strongly, strongly suggest you watch this match. This is unbelievable. I mean, WrestleMania 30 did the unthinkable. It surpassed WrestleMania 17 as the greatest WrestleMania of all time. This traditional Survivor Series elimination match tonight with Team Cena and Team Authority, regardless of what any others say about it, this just surpassed Winner Take All for 2001 as the greatest traditional Survivor Series elimination match of all time. The twists, the turns, the Shakespearean drama, the near falls, the crowd, the commentary, not just from me and Fletch, but I'm sure Michael Cole and them on commentary, I'm sure they were on fire. So I'm sure they probably lost their minds when all this stuff went down. We didn't know because we had the commentary on. We had it on mute because because of copyright and we didn't want to get in trouble. So, oh man, that was the greatest traditional Survivor Series elimination match of all time. I don't think any other traditional Survivor Series match going forward from years to come is ever gonna top that. Well done. Well done. All 10 men, all of you guys. Everybody involved. Well done. Standing ovation from me and from all of us here at the Wrestling Forum. Thank you all so much for giving us the greatest traditional Survivor Series elimination match of all time. This is what made the Survivor Series the event that it was. And this is why I love the Survivor Series. And this is why I love it now more than ever. For the last month, I've been watching every Survivor Series back. I've seen all the great traditional Survivor Series matches over the last 30 years of this event. We just saw the greatest one ever tonight. That's enough said. Enough said. 5-star classic and beyond. There's nothing left for me to say, but before I throw it up to Michael Bullock, I just want to get it out of my system one last time. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Monday Night Raw tomorrow night. Holy crap, what the hell, what the bloody hell is going to happen? Damn it to hell, I can't wait. Fight of the night, fight of the year, 5-star classic, greatest traditional Survivor Series elimination match of all time. I don't know what else there is to say. Michael Bullock, how in the world are you going to follow that, my brother? I dare you to try. I double dog dare you to try to follow that.
I'm going to tell you the truth, Florio. I don't think I can. I mean, what you said, was basically spot on, what you said. So I don't think I myself can follow that. And yes, that Daniel Bryan yes shirt, it's going to be used for a long time now that the Authority is no longer in power. 5-star classic, greatest traditional Survivor Series match of all time. It started off, basically with, Triple H was basically giving a pep talk to Mark Henry, and then all of a sudden turns around and he gets a knockout punch from the Big Show, and the Authority was shocked, and then all of a sudden, excuse me, of course Ryback gets eliminated next, thanks to Luke Harper. Yeah, and then it's even. Then all of a sudden Rusev gets counted out. After when it looked like Rusev was basically going to go for a splash on the, it was the Spanish announce table, and I'll tell you that. I tell you what, when I saw what was going to happen, I'm like, oh crap, Flecha is probably going to be pulling his hair when he knows that the Spanish announce table is going to get used. And all I can say is I feel for you, Flecha, because I know you probably must have been PO'd when that happened, because you all know how much Flecha doesn't like when the Spanish announce table gets used. Yeah, and excuse me. But then it's down to 4-on-3, and then basically we see Harper and Rowan basically brawl, and then next by Harper, Rowan's gone, and then Cena and the Big Show basically they're staring at the 3 other members from the Authority, and then turn around, and then all of a sudden the shocker of one of the shockers of the night, Big Show knocks out John Cena. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? And then he goes and shakes the hand of Triple H. Well, of course, Cena gets knocked out, and of course you see Stephanie McMahon trash talking Cena, and then Big Show gets himself counted out, and it was down to 3-on-1. Rollins, Harper, and Kane against Ziggler. And I was like, oh shit, this is not going to be good. I mean, at the moment, I was thinking, are we going to have to deal with the Authority forever and ever? I'm like, hopefully Dolph Ziggler can pull out a miracle. And just when Ziggler was getting the crap beat out of him, Ziggler gets a super kick, then hits the zigzag, Kane's eliminated, and then Harper, well, he beats up Ziggler a little bit more, and then a roll-up by Ziggler on Harper. Harper's gone. Then it's down to Rollins and Ziggler. I mean, we saw the DUC, and then after that, we have Rollins basically with that buckle bomb, and another 2 count, and then of course you see Rollins missed the curb stomps, and the Ziggler hits the famouser 1-2, and I was like, as soon as they kicked out, I'm like, oh. And then we had the Authority shenanigans where Mercury get involved. He fights him off, hits another zigzag on Rollins, and I'm like, this is gonna be it. And then Triple H pulls out the ref and beats him down, and I was doing my inner Michael Cole like, oh, come on, man! Enough with these Authority shenanigans, for goodness sake. And then of course, he super kicks. And then of course, Ziggler basically tosses Noble into Mercury, who runs into Steph and falls right. Steph falls right onto Triple H. A super kick from Ziggler, but Rollins hits the buckle bomb. Misses the curb stop and another zigzag. 1-2, and Triple H attacks another ref, and then Triple H gets the beat down on Dolph Ziggler, hits the pedigree. I'm like screaming at the TV saying, don't let it end this way. Do not let it end this way. And then they bring out that, as Cole once said, that rogue referee, Scott Armstrong. And I'm like, yep, we're screwed. And just as the referee was counting the 2, all of a sudden, a black and white video with a crow sounding, and I was like, wait a minute. And then the mark-out moment of 2014 for me, and probably for everybody, who comes out? The Icon, Sting. And I'm like, what? I literally had goosebumps all over my body as he was basically coming to the ring, and then he knocks the living daylights out of Scott Armstrong, and then you see Triple H and Sting with a stare down, circling each other. Triple H tries to go for the first blow. Nope. Sting counters, and then hits the Scorpion Death Drop. I was basically screaming, yes, 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 yes. And then he laid Ziggler on top of Rollins, and I was counting with everyone going, 1, 2, 3, and I'm like, and immediately I was bursting into a yes, 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 yes. The Authority is no more. They're done. They're finished. Never to be seen again. And then Triple H and Steph, basically, when they wake up and you can hear the yes chant, and then Stephanie McMahon starts crying, and she's like, it's not over. It's not over. Well, I got news for you, $1 billion princess. It's over. It's over. As Joey Styles would say. And then everybody's singing na 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 na. Hey.
Oh, hell yeah. Goodbye.
And then the crowd basically starts chanting, you got fired, and Stephanie throws a temper tantrum. Wow. This had everything. I mean, a lot of the Shakespearean drama. What else is there to be said? 5 stars and beyond. Greatest traditional Survivor Series match of all time. And all I can say is, tomorrow night on Raw, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. And to close this all off, to the Authority, may you rot in the fiery depths of hell. And as I said before with the Undertaker meeting, Authority, rest in peace. Flecha, it's yours.
Once again, audio difficulties on Michael Flecha's end. Oh, here he is. All right.
All right. Hello? Alright guys, I'm sorry about that. I just had to take a moment. I don't know what happened. It seemed like my audio kind of went on the fritz there for a second. So, I just wanted to make sure that I got everything back in order. Make sure that everything is set. So, I will say this, gentlemen. It was a 5-star classic and beyond, and it was an amazing fight, to say the very least. What a match it was. We saw the Shakespearean drama and then some. We knew it was going to be an amazing fight, and it was. And at the end of the day, the Authority is gone. They are fired. They are not going to be back. Unless John Cena says they come back. But I don't think Cena would be that crazy. Well, we hope not. But it was definitely a great match. There's really nothing else to say. You guys pretty much covered everything. 5 stars and beyond. One of the greatest Survivor Series matches of all time, no doubt about it. And maybe an argument now that this is WWE's fight of the year. I think this is the fight of the year. I think we can now say this is probably going to be in the mix, to say the very least. But with the case of this being, we said tonight somebody was going to make their name for themselves. Dolph Ziggler is the hero. Dolph Ziggler was the MVP of this fight, no doubt about it. Yes, he did get a little help from Sting, who made his long-awaited return to WWE, which was ever so beautifully done. And I went crazy. I was marking out. I think if you guys do indeed see the recap of 5 stars and beyond, no doubt about it. Best fight of the night by a country mile and a night to remember, guys. So let's just dive right in. Let's get into our overall reviews. Michael Bullock, you start.
Actually, Fletcher, can you take this? I'm not quite ready with my overall rating. Can you actually take it, or do you want me to just
That's
Florio?
fine. That's fine. No, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm gonna say 8 out of 10. I mean, this was an 8 out of 10 pay-per-view, no doubt about it. Yeah, there was only two clunkers, which was the Bunny and Adam Rose versus Slater Gator, and then the Divas Championship fight, which definitely took this away from being a 9 or a 10. But this was thumbs up, way up, no doubt about it. I could say 8, maybe even 8.5 out of 10 is my rating for this pay per view. No doubt about it. This was without a doubt a great event, great night. There's really nothing more to say. Anthony, go.
You can hear me, right, guys? I just want to make sure. Okay. All right. Yes. Yeah, because I'm doing things a little bit differently on my end. But anyways, I don't know what else there is to say here. I mean, Michael Flecha is absolutely correct on this. It's between 8 to 8.5. I mean, that's mainly because of the main event alone. Let's not kid ourselves. And then you throw in a very good tag team championship matchup, the four-way. That was the second best fight. Well, let me just break it down like this. Main event, of course, 5-star classic, far and away, fight of the night. And Michael Flecha, you were wondering, is this the match of the year? Yes, I think it is. This has just surpassed my previous match of the year that I had, which was the matchup with John Cena and Bray Wyatt, the last man standing match from Payback back in June in Chicago. I mean, we knew this was going to be an amazing event. We all knew that main event was going to be unbelievable. We just didn't think it was going to be this damn good. I mean, holy crap. I mean, what? I mean, did that really happen? Oh, yes, my friends, it happened. I mean, unbelievable to say the very least. That main event, Shakespearean drama at its finest, and greatest traditional Survivor Series match of all time. I don't really need to get into any further detail on that. You already got my thoughts on that. That's the fight of the night. The four-way was the second best fight of the night, between 3.5 to 4. The Ambrose and Wyatt, that was the third best, 2.5 to 3. The Divas traditional Survivor match, 1.5 to 2 on that front, and then of course you had those two dud enhancement matches, the Adam Rose and the Bunny against Slater Gator, and then of course stinking up to join us the worst fight of the night because it ended so fast. AJ Lee and Nikki Bella for the Divas title. If those two fight, I mean, we already knew Nikki and AJ was going to happen, but if you took away the Adam Rose fight, if that fight hadn't gone down, which it should not have, you take that fight away, we would have been talking maybe 9 to 9.5 out of 10 based on that. But because of that, and because of how piss poor the other Diva fight was, the Diva title fight was, the best we can give this is an 8 to 8.5 out of 10, but it was still a very good pay-per-view outing from WWE tonight, and it's mainly because of the traditional Survivor Series match alone. I mean, that was a traditional Survivor Series elimination match for the ages. And like I said before, this is why I love the traditional. This is why I love the Survivor Series. This is why I love this pay-per-view event. This is why this will always, forever and a day, be my favorite pay-per-view event other than WrestleMania. I mean, it's this match alone. This match makes careers. This match makes stars. And tonight, I mean, we saw this with Randy Orton. In 2003, 4, and 5. 3 years in a row. Sole survivor for his team. Team Bischoff. And then his own team in 2004, where the winning team was general manager of Raw for a week when Eric Bischoff went on vacation. And then, of course, leading Team SmackDown to victory over Team Raw in 2005. And then, of course, leading him and Cody Rhodes to victory in 2008 against Batista. But Dolph Ziggler just pulled Randy Orton here tonight, folks. Tonight, I gotta say it. Even though Razor Ramon came back from 5-on-1 down to win his Survivor match in '94, the Teamsters, or his team, the bad guys against the Teamsters, this to me was the greatest comeback in Survivor Series history. To come back from 3-on-1 down with the way it was, unreal. For the longest time, Dolph Ziggler, we all thought was in the doghouse. We thought Dolph Ziggler was never going to amount to anything special. I mean, he suffered that concussion. You remember, he suffered that concussion at the hands of Jack Swagger when he was World Heavyweight Champion, spring of 2013. And that totally derailed that push immediately. And then he was getting buried for the longest time. And then finally, they pulled the trigger tonight. As great as a lot of his wins have been, as great as his world title win was, the Money in the Bank cash-in New Jersey's Meadowlands, the night after WrestleMania 29 against Del Rio, as great as the Money in the Bank win was in 2012, as great as his other championship wins have been, and he even had some good wins with the Spirit Squad, for God's sakes. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, was Dolph Ziggler's finest hour. This was Dolph Ziggler's biggest win of his career. He's just solidified himself as a true main event player. And I truly believe in my heart of hearts, if he can stay healthy and if he can, steer clear here, I think within the next year or two, we could see Dolph Ziggler as a future WWE World Heavyweight Champion. He's that good, folks. You thought the IWC loved Dolph Ziggler before? Well, the Love Fest. He's right up there now with CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. That's enough said on that. Enough said. What a night indeed. We were at a fever pitch with anticipation, and tonight we saw it. Michael Flecha, I'm gonna steal another one of your quotes here. A night to remember. I mean, you thought April 6th of this year, WrestleMania 30, was the Authority's worst night, when Triple H lost to Daniel Bryan, and then Daniel Bryan won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, a la the Miracle on Bourbon Street. Well, who would have thought in 1 year we would see not just one miracle, but two miracles? First, it was the Miracle on Bourbon Street with Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania 30. Tonight, we saw the Miracle in the Gateway City. Or as I'm going to call this, the Miracle in screwy St. Louis. That's what Dolph Ziggler just did tonight. Great outing, WWE. Well done. And tomorrow night on Raw, keep that Shakespearean drama going. Who's going to be in charge now? Rumors have said it's going to be I've read some dirt sheets saying it could be Mick Foley. Mick Foley could be the new general manager of Raw. Some dirt sheets have even said maybe it even could be Sting. Sting maybe could be in charge. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. But with that epic, but I'm gonna close it out before we wrap this up and go to Michael Bullock and get his overall review. I'm gonna drop a bomb right here. I don't know if Sting's gonna appear on Raw tomorrow night, Mr. Bullock. I'm not quite sure on that. But I will say this. Based on that stare down with Sting and Triple H tonight, why do I have this feeling in my gut that on March the 29th, 2015, Levi's Stadium, San Francisco, you heard it here first, it's going to be Sting versus Triple H at WrestleMania 31. Book that sumbitch. Book it. 8 to 8.5 out of 10. This is definitely going to go in our power rankings as one of the 10 best pay-per-views of 2014. It's not going to be number one, obviously. We already know what that's going to be. It could have overtaken it, but no, it didn't. But it's definitely a top 10 event for sure. Strongly recommend you watch it. But that main event alone, you watch that sumbitch. And you're going to love it. 8 to 8.5 out of 10. Michael Bullock. How in the bloody hell are you going to follow that, huh? How?
Oh, man, I don't know how. But yeah, definitely 8 to 8.5 out of 10. I mean, this was a damn good Survivor Series. Yeah, I mean, the lowlights, obviously, Nikki Bella and AJ Lee. Of course, the tag team match with Adam Rose and the Bunny against Slater Gator. That was horrible. I mean, of course, the highlights for me was, of course, that opening segment with Vince McMahon, The Authority, and John Cena. The Fatal 4-Way Tag Team title match. Well, and of course, the traditional Survivor Series match with the Divas. That was a little bit in the middle for me. And of course, another highlight was, of course, Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt. And then, of course, fight of the night, without a doubt, the traditional Survivor Series match, 5 stars and beyond, greatest traditional Survivor Series match of all time, and right now the match of the year for 2014. And of course, the thing that really topped it was, of course, the long-awaited appearance of the icon Sting. And somehow I guess this, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Sting does show up tomorrow night on Raw. Because, I mean, I still think Triple H is going to show up, and never know, maybe he might call out Sting. But, of course, we'll have to wait and see on that. And boy, that would be something if it does happen at WrestleMania 31, Sting versus Triple H. And you remember, on WWE.com, I think it was earlier this year, WWE had a list of top 5 candidates of who would face Sting. And who was number 1 on that list? Triple H was. It looks like it could come true, but we're going to have to wait and see. 8 to 8.5 out of 10. Flecha, let's wrap up with what has been an unbelievable night, to say the very least.
Before I put a bow on this, I just found this on Twitter, and I'm going to screen share this, guys, because I think this needs to be addressed. I want you to take a look at this down here. This is actually from WrestlingNewsSource.com, and look at this, and I just want you to see it. It says, this is actually a tweet that was just sent out. This is mark stamped at 12:20 a.m. and this is from Michael P.S. Hayes. He says, "I told you history would be made. More surprises tomorrow." What the hell does that mean? Whatever the case may be, gentlemen, we might be on the verge of one hell of a Monday Night Raw, to say the very least. And you guys can see it at 8, 7 Central, exclusively on the USA Network. And of course, tomorrow night at 11 p.m. when the show... When the show goes off the air, I'm sorry about that, but when the show goes off the air, we will have the Wrestling Forum, Derek Ferrera, Anthony Florio, Michael Bullock, and yours truly. We will recap the fallout from the Survivor Series on Monday Night Raw, and we are now on a collision course for Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, the last pay-per-view of 2014. What is that going to bring? What are we going to expect? All answers will be handled tomorrow night. Alright folks, so that's it. We'd like to thank you for watching this. Please like the video. And for Anthony Florio, for Michael Bullock, I'm Michael Flecha. You know the routine, everybody. How's the hair pounds? Good night. We will see you tomorrow night for another edition of the Wrestling Forum, exclusively on YouTube.com. Yes, movement. It's time to celebrate, guys. Tonight, the Authority dies right here at Survivor Series. With that said, so long for now. We will see you guys in less than 24 hours. Have a good night, everybody.